If you want a larger working area, you can actually collapse the ribbon. And to do that, you can do it one of a couple of ways. One way is to come over here to the far right, and you see a little tick mark that's pointing up. Well, it's not a tick mark, maybe it's more of an angle. In any case, you can go ahead and hover over it and see that it will collapse the ribbon. And also, it's got the shortcut keys in the pop-up, Control F1, that will collapse and expand the ribbon. But let's go ahead and click on that little angle first to collapse it. And there you go, it's collapsed. And if you need to access a command on the ribbon, like let's see on the Home tab, then come up here and click on Home, and it opens up temporarily enough for you to go ahead and select your command, and when you select it or click off of it, it collapses again. And if you want to bring it back up permanently, then you can use the shortcut keys, Control F1, and there you go, Control F1 to collapse it, Control F1 to bring it back up, and then lastly, you can go ahead and double click on the tabs themselves to collapse and double click to bring it back up again. You can also customize the ribbon in that if you want to add your own commands to, let's say, the Home tab in your own custom group on the Home tab, maybe something in between clipboard and sort and filter, call it My Spiffy Commands. Or better yet, how about if we add our own tab, maybe to the right of the Database Tools tab, and call it My Spiffy Tab, and add our commands to that. To do any of that, go ahead and right-click anywhere on the ribbon and go down to Customize the Ribbon. It brings up the access options backstage, Customize Ribbon, and just like you saw in the Quick Access Toolbar training video, over on the left-hand side you have your commands, well, popular commands. If you want all the commands that are available that you can add to your ribbon or the tabs, over here on the ribbon, click on the drop-down arrow and select All Commands. And you can see it's sorted numerically first, then alphabetically. And then over here, again, you've got your tabs. And we've got our Home tab, our Create External Data tabs. There's Home, there's Create External Data. And the reason why we don't see Print Preview or some of the other tabs is because we're not working on a specific object that would pull that in. So if we're working on an object that would pull it in and it's not checked, well, then we wouldn't see it. So let's leave it checked, which brings up a good point. You can uncheck these if you don't want to see them, like the Home tab. So now you see it, it's unchecked. Click Okie dokie, now you don't. So let's go ahead and fix that and bring it back up again. Right-click anywhere to go to Customize Ribbon. And of course, don't forget, you can also go backstage, File, to Options, and well, if it's not selected, go ahead and select Customize Ribbon. I prefer right-clicking because that's a lot faster. So with it selected, you can see over here, check the Home tab so we can bring it back up. And before we go ahead and click OK to bring it up, how about if we tweak the Create tab? Now on the Create tab, you've got these groups here with their corresponding commands. Like, well, we got the templates here, and then we got the next group, Tables, Queries. There's Tables, Queries. So if I expand Tables, there's the commands in that group, Table, Table Design. There we go, Table, Table Design. Now, I can go ahead and remove these from the tab, select it, that group, and click Remove. In fact, I can remove all of them. But we won't remove the last one, Macros and Code. Now, can I add commands to that group? No, you can't mess with the default groups. So if I expand it, there's all the commands. And if I'm like, I'd like to add Excel to that group. With it selected, when I click on Add, it says, you can't do it. You have to create your own custom group. Don't mess with our default stuff, okay? Totally. Click Okie dokie. And then to be able to add your own custom group, just come down here. Well, either with the group selected within the tab or just select the tab itself that you want to add the group to and click on New Group. And it adds it down below, but if you want it to be the first group or above Macros and Code, with it selected, click on the up arrow, and there you go. Now the name, it's not doing it for me. That's generic, New Group, so select it and say that you want to rename it. Now you can choose a symbol that represents the group. As you recall in the Quick Access Toolbar training video, when you want to be able to add a group to the Quick Access Toolbar and you right-click in a blank area within that group, you may want to have a symbol that represents that group. And if I chose the happy face, then when I right-clicked in an empty place within that group to add it to the Quick Access Toolbar, we get the smiley up there. So that's good because we're happy. And then the display name for the group, it's not New Group. Let's call it something spiffy. Because, hey, everything we do here at Dreamforce is spiffy. And then go ahead and click Okie dokie. Now I've got my spiffy group. That's going to be with the Macro and Code group on the Create tab. But I don't have any commands within that group. So with it selected, well, just come over here, find your command, whatever it is, select it, and click Add. And well, I'm just adding a bunch of commands, but you get the idea. Find the commands that you want to add to the group, and once you've added them, that's it. Let me go ahead and click and drag the title bar up and click Okie dokie and see what happens. Okay, first off, we got the Home tab back again. Phew, that was a close one. And second of all, in the Create tab, we got rid of all the groups except for the last one, Macros and Code. And then we created our own Spiffy group with the 3 commands. And if we wanted to be able to add that to the Quick Access toolbar, that group, right-click in a blank area, add it to the Quick Access toolbar, and oh my, look at that. We get a happy face. Oh, that's nice. Now, what about creating our own tab? Let's go ahead and do that. Right-click anywhere, customize the ribbon, come down here and say it's a new tab. And I put it right after create because that's what I had selected here. So if I don't want the tab there, I want it like, well, let's say before the home. Click on the up arrow so it's right before the home. And we can rename the tab instead of the generic new tab. Select rename and call it something. That's right, Spiffy. And then hit enter on the keyboard so it accepts it. And then, well, you have to have a group to add commands to the tab. So by default, it gives us a generic new named new group. And so we want to rename that. And we'll come down here and click rename and call it, oh, a fancy group. And then have something that represents that. So if we ever decided to add it to the Quick Access toolbar, ooh, a butterfly, ooh, that's nice. Select that, click Okie dokie, that's fancy. And then of course you can go ahead and add commands to that fancy group. Maybe copy, add, well, in any case, you get the idea. And you can add more groups, of course, as many as you'd like. Well, I haven't tested it fully how many groups you can add to the ribbon, but in any case, there we go, there's that one, rename it, call it G2. Oh, that sounds very techy. And then maybe a little piggy, and click Okie dokie, and okay, I think you get the idea. And then when we're done, let's go ahead and click Okie dokie. And here we go, Spiffy, yay! Click on it, and there's something fancy in our G2. Right-click to add it to the Quick Access toolbar. We get the butterfly, and then right-click G2, add that, and we get the little piggy. Click on it, and it expands. There's the group, there's the happy face, there's the butterfly. Now, if you want to go back to the way the ribbon was before you made all these changes, go ahead and right-click and go back to Customize the Ribbon. And down below, when it comes to resetting, you get 2 reset options. Well, the other one's faded because I don't have a tab selected, an original tab, the default tab on the ribbon, that I can reset only that tab. So like, well, let's do the create here and then click on reset. Now it's available. So after I removed a bunch of groups from that, created my own custom group, I'm like, no. I just want to go back to the way the create tab was originally. Go ahead and click on reset only the selected tab. And the only one that we have selected is create. Click on it. To reset it, click Okie dokie. We go back to create, and it's back to the way it was. Then the other option is if you want to reset everything, so we don't have a Spiffy tab or any customizations to the ribbon and even the Quick Access toolbar, we can do the big nuke by right-clicking anywhere on the ribbon to customizing it and resetting everything, man. Let's reset all customizations. Are you sure? Because it also affects the Quick Access toolbar. Yeah, we're sure. Yes. Okie dokie. I lost all the commands that I add to the Quick Access toolbar, and Spiffy's removed, and everything's back to the way it was on both the Quick Access toolbar and the ribbon. Thanks for watching. Hey, as a quick reminder, if you like my video, please give it a thumbs up. You can also click on me and subscribe to my channel, get notified of the latest videos, and for only $2 a month, you can have access to all my Microsoft Office training videos.